Okay, buenos dias, yogis. My name is Gabriel. Thank you for joining us for our Intro to Inversions class. Just a reminder that for these classes, very similar to the classes that we've been doing before, we're just taking it to the next level, starting to learn the principles of hand balancing. If you would like something that's maybe a little bit more accessible or more beginner friendly, make sure to check out all of our Intro to Asana classes, very beginner friendly classes. And this new series that we're starting together, it's also very accessible as well. I believe that everything that we teach in these Intro to Asana classes are accessible to most body types, most shapes, most sizes. So you're going to get something out of it, whether you're a brand new yogi or an experienced yogi. So once you're ready, let's go ahead and get started. Come to a seat on your mat. Once you arrive at your seat, the palms can be face down to ground down or face up to receive. Wherever you are, close your eyes, take a breath in through your nose. With the exhale, root down into your mat, arrive in this now moment. Just take a few breaths just to feel yourself coming into yourself. Notice your posture. Shine your heart forward, shoulders relax back. Notice if your chin is down towards your chest, lift your chin away. Lift the top of your head up towards the ceiling. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Your next inhale. Lift your shoulders up to your ears. Squeeze everything towards the crown of your head. An audible exhale, let something go. We'll do that 2 more times together. Breath in, shoulders rise. Audible exhale. Once again, breath in through the nose. Let the shoulders rise. An audible exhale, release. From here, yogis, take your right hand to your belly, left hand to your heart. And this time with the lips sealed, inhale through the nose. So inhale, feel the expansion of the belly, feel the rising of the heart. With your exhale, opposite motion, belly towards the spine, heart towards the body. Keep breathing this way, yogis, in and out through the nose. Notice the rising and falling of the hands. Soften your left palm so much that you can feel your heart beating inside your chest. From here, yogis, take a few moments so you feel your heart beating on your left palm. Bring your intention to mind. The reason for our practice today, the reason for us being here. What is it that you hope to gain from this experience? Gently open your eyes. Interlace the fingers over your heart. Seal your intention. Take a deep breath in. And with your exhale, give it back to the universe. Palms up towards the sky. Gaze follows. Take a breath in here. Reach up. Big good morning stretch. Exhale, we twist to your right. Gaze over your right shoulder. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist to your left. Inhale, center, release the palms. With our exhale, seated, back bend, cactus the arms. Reach your fingertips back. Lift your chin away from your chest. Inhale, both arms up high. With our exhale, child's pose. Big toes together, knees out wide, forehead comes down to your back. And take a few moments to arrive at this child's pose. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Allow the chest to be heavy. Allow the arms to melt down towards the ground. Wiggle your fingers, circles through your wrist. And when you're ready, at your own time, coming to tabletop. Shoulders over your wrists, hips over your knees. What's your right here, friends? Option to move however you like. Maybe that's a few cat-cows, arching your spine. Maybe side to side, making circles over your wrist. Give yourself the freedom to move however you'd like, however you need. Whatever you do on one side, make sure you do so on the opposite side. All right, coming to neutral spine in 3, and 2, and 1. From our neutral tabletop, take an inhale, tuck your toes. Exhale, hovering tabletop, lift your knees just an inch off of the ground. Hold. From here, yogis, keep shifting the weight forward. Press your hands towards your knees, press your knees towards your hands. We're there for 3, 2, and 1, downward facing dog. For a downward facing dog, bend your knees, bring your stomach to your thighs. From there, lift your hips up towards the sky, then extend. Right leg, left leg. Press the finger pads onto the mat, point your elbows back. With your inhale, high plank, shoulders over your wrist, belly in towards the spine. Exhale, downward dog. Do that a few more times. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, downward dog. Now notice if you had to adjust your hands or your feet. See if you can negotiate a space where you can freely move from one to the other. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, downward dog. So a few more times. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, plank. And exhale, forward plank. Bring your forearms down to the ground. Hold. Long spine. Keeping your gaze down, lift the back of your head towards the seat. Hinge forward, heels over your toes, belly in towards the spine. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Once you're here, we simply pulse forward, heels over the toes. Pulse. We're pulsing for 3, 2, 1. Release knees to the ground. Belly to the floor. Sphinx pose, elbows directly under the shoulders. You should already be there. Tops of the feet to the ground. Inhale, chin away from the chest. Exhale, release all the way down. Inhale, chin away from the chest. Gaze up. Exhale, back down. Listen for the change, yogis. Inhale, chin up. Exhale, we twist to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Center. Right, center, left. Take a breath in. Slide your hands down underneath the shoulders, release the forehead to the mat. Tops of the feet to the ground, so much that your knees are lifted. Inhale, baby cobra. Feel your heart off of the ground, shoulders back, hold. Take a breath into the belly, let the heart rise once again. Hold with the breath. Option here to lift your hands off of the mat. We're there for 3, 2, and 1. Release forehead to the ground. Tuck your toes. Inhale, high plank. Press the mat away from your body. Exhale, downward dog. You can always come onto tabletop first, coming onto your knees, and then coming back to downward facing dog. With the inhale, shift your weight forward once again. Exhale, knees to the ground. 𝐸𝐵𝐷𝐸𝐴. So yogi push-up, we hinge forward. Keep the elbows stacked over the wrist. Tops of the feet to the ground. Inhale, upward facing dog. Lift your heart, lift your knees. Exhale, downward facing dog with control. We go back. Great job. So that's variation number 1 for 𝐸𝐵𝐷𝐸𝐴. Second option, inhale, high plank. Once again, we come there together. Exhale, 𝐸𝐵𝐷𝐸𝐴, lower halfway. Keep the knees lifted off of the ground. Inhale, upward facing dog. Lift your heart, lift your knees. Exhale, downward facing dog with control. Send your hips up and back. So 2 options. And then the third option, we can just go straight, high plank, and then straight to downward facing dog. Skip it all together. So yogi's choice, know that you have those options throughout class. Inhale, heels high, gaze forward.
Exhale, ragdoll pose. Walk each foot behind each wrist. Once you arrive there, shift your weight forward towards your toes. Option here to grab for opposite elbows. Option to interlace the fingers behind the nape of your neck. Always an option to sway side to side. Notice if you're leaning back, lean forward today towards the toes. And here at yogis, really giving yourselves that generous bend through the knees. Let your upper body drape over your legs. Let the body be heavy. Keep shifting your weight forward. Keep shaking the head yes or no. Just let everything be heavy. Decompressing the spine over the legs. Release both hands down to the ground. So hold your feet together, big toes together, little space through the back of the heels. Chin to chest. On the inhale, we rise for 3, for 2, and 1. Continue the breath in, arms up. Exhale, 𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸. It's a prayer by your heart. So you're there. Soften the shoulders, soft bend through the knees. Inhale, mountain pose, 𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸. Exhale, forward fold, hinge from your hips. Straight spine as you come down. Once your right hands to the ground, little bend through the knees, shake your head yes, no. Inhale, we rise halfway, hands to our shins or to the thighs, shoulders back. So notice if you're rounding today, straight spine, shoulders back. Keep reaching forward. Exhale, Chaturanga, high to low push-up, step or hop back. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Hips up and back. All right. We salute the sun one more time. Breath in, heels high. Exhale, travel to the top of your space. Big toes together this time. Inhale, we rise halfway. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, mountain pose, Tadasana. Exhale, 𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸. Soft bend through the knees, engage through the belly. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, we rise halfway. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, high to low push-up. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful work, yogis. From our downward facing dog, inhale, 3-legged dog, right leg up high. Exhale, back down to the floor. So keep your entire body still, just lift your right leg. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, downward dog. One more time, inhale. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, 3-legged dog, reach up and back. Really extend that right leg. Exhale, step it through. Low lunge. Now at home, if your foot doesn't quite make it there, if you're somewhere back here, grab it with your right hand, send it forward. So you're right there. Bring your left knee to the ground, untuck your back toe. And with the inhale, we rise. Low crescent. Now once you're ready for your yogis, take your hands to your hips. And here we want to find alignment in our hips. Notice if your right hip is in front, bring your right hip back. Notice if your thumb is above your index finger, right? So if we're tilting forward, engage, lift the front of your hips by engaging your belly, squeezing your glutes. From there, we bring biceps by the ears. Stay for the breath in. Shift the weight forward and the breath out. Hold. Take a breath in, hands secured by your heart. Hinge forward. From here, gentle twist. Bring your elbow to the outside of the knee. And it's still the beginning of our class, yogi, so we're not forcing anything, right? If you can't bring your elbow to your knee, just twist as best as you can. See if you can touch the outside or the inside of the knee, rather. Eventually, we'll be able to bring our thumbs to our heart in this shape. Stay for your breath in. Stay for the breath out. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale, slowly unwind. Come back to center. Exhale, half splits. Hinge from your hips. Point your toes back. Now here, yogis, again. Hinge forward. Rather than rounding forward, straight spine. With every breath in, get a little bit taller. With every breath out, hinge forward. For a little added sensation, we can point our toes towards the right side of the mat.
Make sure to point your toes back and out. Big stretch for the outside of the right hamstring. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. With your next inhale, slowly bend back, low lunge, hands to the ground. Tuck your toe, lift your left knee. With your left knee lifted, press onto your left hand, down onto the mat, inside the right foot. Inhale, right arm towards the sky. Low crescent twist. Recommit to the bend on your right knee. Squeeze the legs together. Always an option to bring the knee down for a little support. But if you can, keep your knee lifted. Keep reaching with your right arm towards the sky. Deep breath in. So release, right hand to the ground. Inhale, we rise, high crescent. Hold here. Squeeze your legs together. Soft bend through the left knee. Left hip in line with the right. Big breath in, reach the arms up. Exhale, release the hands by your sides. Interlace the fingers in your low back. Inhale, lift the heart. Chin up away from the chest. Exhale, humble warrior. Hinge from your hips as you keep lifting your arms up towards the sky. Recommit to the bend on your right knee. Stay for the breath in. Deepen on the breath out. Shake your head yes, shake your head no. Hands away from the body. 3, 2, and 1. Release both hands to the ground. Inhale, three-legged dog, right leg up and back. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana or skip it. Yogi's choice. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good job. Pedal out the feet, bend one knee, bend the other. So now we move on to the left side. Inhale, three-legged dog, hold. Notice if your leg is bent or twisted. Today we focus on the full extension of that leg. Bring your little toes on the left foot down towards the floor as you lift your heel a little bit high. Take another breath in. Exhale, downward dog, bring that foot right back down. So keeping the entire body still, just the left leg moves. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, downward dog. One more time, inhale, three-legged dog, reach up, reach back. Exhale, knee to nose, point your toes back, shoulders over the wrist, bring your knee towards your nose. Inhale, three-legged dog, reach up, reach back. Exhale, low lunge. Left foot in between both hands. Soft bend through your right knee, all the way to the ground, untuck your toes. The inhale, we rise, low crescent. So again, checking in with the body. When we're in these shapes, especially in our power, our vinyasa classes, we want to make sure that we're activating the muscles. We're not just dumping into our joints, but we're squeezing, right? So squeeze your left leg back, bring your right knee forward. And the scissoring motion is going to activate the muscles on the inside of the legs. Connection through the belly, carve your tailbone down, biceps by your ears. Steady with the breath in, steady with the breath out. One more breath in. Exhale, gentle twist. Hands to prayer by your heart, shift forward, and right elbow to the outside of the knee. And we spend some time here on the opposite side, so we're going to do the same thing here. With every breath in, we create length throughout the body. With every breath out, we twist. Just a little bit further. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Allow your chin to go up towards the sky. Feel the stretch in your neck just as much as you feel it everywhere else. One breath in. One breath out. Inhale slowly back to center. Exhale, half split. Hinge from your hips. Point your toes back. Actively point your toes back and out towards the left side of the mat. Take another breath. And for some of you yogis, you might have to slide your heel forward just to really feel that stretch on your hamstring. Point your toes back. Still breathing in and out through the nose. Inhale. Exhale.
Here, yogi, slowly inhale. Low lunge, hands to the inside. The leg, tuck your toe, right knee lifts. From there, inhale, we rise for crescents. High crescent lunge, bend through the knee. Release your hands to your low back, opposite grip. So opposite thumb on top. Inhale, face up. Exhale, humble warrior. Hinge from your hips, lift your hands up in space. Keep sending the energy forward, bend through your left leg. Shift your weight forward. Hands away from the body. Take an inhale. Take an exhale. One more breath in. Breath out. Release your hands to the ground. Inhale, three-legged dog, left leg up and back. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, yogi. So now, tying all those movements together, breath to movement. We're gonna make it one continuous flow. Move slow. And we want to make sure that we're spending most of our time in the transitions, not in the postures. So we'll work through that together. Let's try it. Inhale, three-legged dog. 3, 2, 1. Right away, exhale, knee to nose. 3, 2, 1. That's the pace. Inhale, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, low lunge. 3, 2, 1. Left knee to the ground. Inhale, low crescent. Exhale, crescent twist. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, half splits just for a moment. Inhale, low lunge. Lift your left knee. Stay for the breath out. Inhale, we rise, high crescent. Exhale, humble warrior. Take your time. Move slow. Release the hands to the ground. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, Chaturanga. Left leg, inhale. Knee to nose. Three-legged dog. Low lunge. Crescent twist. Low crescent. Half split. Low crescent. High crescent. Humble warrior. Release the hands. Three-legged dog. And Chaturanga. Once you arrive at your downward facing dog, take a breath in, heels high. Audible exhale. Knees to the ground, shake it off. Take a moment, shake out the wrist, towel off, little sips of water, yogis. Big breath in. Big breath out. Bring your knees together, bring your toes together. Tuck your toes behind you, come to a seat on your heels. Opening the soles of the feet, soften the hands, soften the gaze, relax the shoulders. Now at home, this might feel like a very sharp sensation. Might be a sign of tightness on the soles of the feet, the ankles, the toes. So just take a few moments just to be in that sensation, be in that space. With every breath in, visualize air traveling all the way to the roots of your feet. And with the breath out, visualize softening, releasing. Maintaining our ujjayi pranayama, our breath in and out through the nose. It's the heartbeat, notice what comes up. in. And a breath out. Hands to the ground. Untuck your toes, wiggle the toes, circles through the ankles, circles in the opposite directions. Keeping the knees together, tops of the feet to the ground. Come back to your seats. And now here, yogis, option to stay here. If you already feel a big stretch at the front of the shins, option to stay here, or take your hands by your sides. Begin to lean back as you peel your knees off of the ground. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. So important to train and develop the joints of the body. Strengthening the ankles, the feet, creating space for the shins. Right now we're opening our kneecaps as well. These are all things that tend to deteriorate as we age. They need more attention, not less, as we get older. Bend your elbows back, maybe go a little bit further. Stay for the breath in. Deepen on the breath out. Inhale, we slowly rise, coming back to center. Hands to the ground. And then from here, just extend one heel back. And switch sides. Come back to your tabletop yogis. Tuck the toes, breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Send your hips up and back. Paddle it up. And one knee. And the other. With your right breath in, heels high, gaze forward. Exhale, travel to the top of your space, forward fold. Inhale, we rise halfway. Exhale, fold. From here, inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana, sit into your imaginary chair. Now here, notice if you're sticking the booty out, carve the tailbone down. One line of energy from your hips all the way out through the fingertips. Sit back, gaze forward. From here, yogis, biceps by the ears, hold the heels apart as you squeeze the knees together. Take a breath in. Exhale, chair plane. Reach the arms back. Lift your heels up high. Option to keep the heels down at home if you need to. From here, inhale, chair pose, heels down, arms up. Exhale, chair plank, reach back, heels high. Inhale, chair pose, heels down, arms up. Exhale, chair plane, reach back, heels high. Inhale, chair pose, heels down, arms. Exhale, reach back, heels high. Try that a few more times together, heels down, arms up. Reach back, heels high. Last one, inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold, let it go. Shake your head, yes and no. In the inhale, we rise halfway. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, high to low push-up. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right. From our downward facing dog, come on to dolphin pose. Dolphin pose, just like downward dog, except our forearms are down to the ground. Once you arrive here, walk the feet forward. We're just going to pulse the heels up and down. 3, 2, 1. And release. Knees to the ground. Untuck the toes. Come to your seat. Okay, yogis, now. Here, we're going to bring our forearms parallel to each other. Create a 90-degree bend through the arms. At home, if you have a block at home, this would be a perfect time to use one. So, using your yoga block. If you don't have a yoga block, that's totally fine. If you do, we just bring the block in between the hands. And if you don't have the block, just imagine that there's one there, right? We're keeping the elbows and the hands from coming apart. We want to keep that same amount of distance from both. Once we're there, we inhale, arms overhead, exhale, back down. Now here, we're not arching our back. We're keeping the spine straight, connection through the belly, shoulders back. Just the arms are moving. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale.
With the breath in, reach up and back down. Now, the tendency is for the elbows to flare out, especially when we get a little bit higher, for the elbows to come out. That's a sign of a tight or minimized shoulder range of motion. So that's what we're working on today, is improving that range of motion. As you bring your elbows together, reaching the elbows up, hollow out the armpits pointed forward. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 3 more. Reach. Lower. Reach. And lower. And from here, reach the elbows up. Squeeze together. And now we just extend the arms up and back. Forward and back. So we're improving the strength of the body. We're improving our range of motion and teaching our body how to exert force in this shape. And that's going to help us a lot once we get to our peak posture of today's class. We go for 3, 2, and 1. Let it go. Big circles through the arms, forward, left arm. It's in the back with the right. In the back with the left. All right. Cool. Let's come on to our bellies now. Take your block with you if you have it. Again, we don't need it. If you don't have a block at home, that's fine. Bring your hands to the outsides of the block. And if you don't have a block, just thumbs face up. And here, we're going to do the same thing we did earlier. We're going to press the tops of the feet to the ground, lift the knees. We're just going to lift right arm and left arm. Now here, make sure not to twist, but keep the body steady. Just lift the arm up. Left, right, left, right, left, right. 3 more on each side. All right, now this time, keeping the feet grounded onto the mat. Both arms lift and lower. Lift and lower. Keep your head down. Just lift both arms. And release. Left ear to the mat, belly shavasana. Relax the shoulders. Give yourself permission to mount. Bring your chin back to center. This time, bring the hands behind your head. And same thing, we're just going to pulse this time. Pulse the head off of the ground. Pulse. 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 Tiny movements up. Keeping your heart lifted off of the ground. And your head lifted off of the mat. We're there for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release opposite side. Ready to the mat, hands by your hips. Take a few moments, yogis, feel the heart beating onto the floor, onto the mat. What we're doing right now is improving our posture by teaching our body how to bend backwards. We're always rounding forward all day long. Super, super important to open our hearts, to unlock the curves of the spine. Once you're right here, yogis, bend your knees. And from here, we grab the outsides of the feet. Now, if you can't grab the outsides of the feet, use a strap or a towel, or just reach as fast as you can. Once you're there, if you're like me, your knees probably came apart. Bring those knees together, chin back to center. Kick into those hands, lift your heart. Bridge pose. Keep kicking, keep reaching, gaze up. Roll forward onto the belly, keep reaching up. For 3, 2, and 1. Release. Hands to the ground. Press yourself up to tabletop. Come to a seat. All right, just doing a little time check. Looking good. So a little bit of core work. Then we'll move into our peak posture for today. And then deep stretches, and that's our class. So
Coming into our Navasana boat pose. 3 layers for our Navasana boat pose. Layer number 1, we keep the heels grounded, knees bent, toes are pointed back. Lean back. And there's going to be a moment where you'll feel that core activation, right? Holding your body up. That's what we want. Notice if you're rounding forward today, again, working on that straight spine, improving our posture, shoulders back, leaning back, hands by your sides. Layer 1. Layer number 2, we lift the legs off of the ground and hold. That's layer number 2, lifting the feet off of the ground. Today I'm going to say in layer number 2. Interlace the fingers overhead, take a breath in. Exhale, we roll to the right, center, left, right, left, right, and left. Audible exhales make it a lot easier. Four, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Knees in towards the body. Massage earlobe spine. Left and right. Left and right. All right. Hug your knees in towards the body. Point your toes back. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, let it go. Big good morning stretch. Reach your arms overhead, point your toes forward. All right, now here, yogis. Contraction through the belly, belly in towards the spine. Throw your low back rounded. Lift your shoulders off of the mat. Keep your biceps by your ears. Hold. From there, we lift the feet as well. Create a little banana shape with your body. Hold for 3. Hold for 2. And 1, let it go. Great work. So now, we're going to do that a few more times. 2 more times to be exact. So, connect the belly to the rest of the spine. Squeeze your abs. Press your low back onto the mat. Hands overhead, shoulders off of the mat first. Once you're there, lift the feet. We hold. This time, we hold for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Great work. Deep breath in, slow and steady breath out. You're doing great. One more time. A little bit longer hold. Belly, low back is grounded. Lift the shoulders, lift the biceps. Once we're there, we lift the feet. This time 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let it go. Great job. Bend your knees. Bend your knees so much, yogis, you can graze your heels with your toes. Palms up towards the sky, reach forward. We go left and right. Left and right. Reach, 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 reach. And again, going back to our audible exhales. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let it go. Beautiful work. Keeping the knees bent. Hands by your sides, bridge pose. Lift your hips up towards the sky. Inhale, arms overhead, hips down. Exhale, we lift. Lower and lift. Lower and lift. Lower and lift. Lower and lift. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, hold. From here, interlace your fingers underneath your spine. Bring your shoulder blades together. Press your hands to the floor. Lift your heart towards the ceiling. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. On the hands, one vertebra at a time, we lower it down. Hug your knees in towards the body. And from here, we rock and roll forward and back a few times. Forward and back. All right. So for our peak posture today's class, working on forearm stand. Now, at home, highly advised to use a wall, use a buddy. But what I'm hoping to give you in this class and in this entire series is the ability to be able to develop the strength needed to press into these shapes to where you don't need to use momentum, you don't need to use a wall. One of the problems with practicing with a wall is that we get really comfortable with the wall and we start using more momentum to get us into our inversion rather than the strength to press into that shape. So what we're building right now is that the strength to press into the shape. And even if you have no aspirations to go in upside down, the things that we're going to do together is going to be so important for improving your shoulder strength, your shoulder mobility, improving your posture, releasing tension in the neck and in the spine. So multiple benefits. Highly encourage you to try this next section. And we're going to move in layers, right? Layer 1 is going to be the easiest, moving all the way up to layer 3, and finally getting into our inversion. So you're going to be able to get something out of it no matter what layer you're in. So keep that in mind. Even layer 1 is very powerful. So to get into our layer 1, we're going to come into our dolphin pose, right? And we talked about dolphin pose. We did this earlier. Forearms down to the mat. Lift the hips. Now, I've been teaching this class using a block. It's a worthwhile investment. It doesn't cost much, maybe like $20 on Amazon. But the block is going to be there if you have it to prevent your hands from sliding together. One of the things that we want to make sure to be aware of as we start balancing on our hands and on our forearms is our foundations, right? If our foundation is shaky, meaning if our hands are moving or elbows are sliding while we're upside down, that can be very dangerous. So we want to make sure that we have fixed foundations. I've taught this class by getting people to strap, just grab a strap around their forearms just to lock in their arms, prevent their elbows from coming out while they hold the block. So that way they can't move in any direction. The position is fixed. So if you have that at home, option to try that. I'm going to demonstrate with the block today, but again, you don't really need the block. You can just make sure to keep your arms together, just prevent the hands from sliding. Today, we use the block exactly as that. My palms are not going to be on the block, but they're going to be on the ground. But the block is kind of there to prevent my hands from sliding further in towards each other. Once you find your dolphin pose, walk your feet forward. You take an inhale, heels high, exhale, heels down. Layer 1 is just that. That's it. Lift the heels up and down, keep the gaze forward. Just pulse the heels up and down. That's our layer 1. Just pulsing the heels up and down. Perfectly acceptable place to be. Very important to build a shoulder strength, upper back strength. So option to just stay in layer 1 if you'd like for the rest of this class, for the rest of this section. For layer number 2, study medicine, we come into our dolphin pose. And this time we're just going to lift one leg up and down, left leg up and down. And that's what we're doing. Pro tip, yogis, walk your feet as far forward as you can and then lift. That's layer number 2. Lifting the feet off of the ground. Now for layer number 3 is when we're actually starting to get into kicking into the shape, right? Getting a little bit of air. The focus is not to balance upside down. The focus is to control the descent. So how slow can we come back down? Even more important than how far we kick is how slow can you come down. So what do I mean by that? We come into our dolphin pose, we walk the feet forward, I lift the leg, little tiny hop, and then back down. Then I switch sides, little tiny hop, and then back down. Making sure that we're not slamming our feet down to the ground. So what we don't want to do at home is one of these, when we go in, just slam the feet down. Very gently. How slow can you come back down? And that's the work, right? How slow can we make it back down? Controlling the descent, controlling how slow we come down, forces us to activate parts of our body that we're going to need in order to press up. And then, if we're able to hold our forearm stand, then here, we're basically keeping a steady pace for the breath, and we're using the forearms and the hands as levers. So, I'm coming too far forward, I'm pressing my hands down. I'm coming too far back, I'm digging my elbows into the ground to keep my body upside down. A couple more things to keep in mind, the gaze. We don't want to look down, we want to look up or straight down towards the mat. Steady breath. So let's try that for a few minutes together, yogis at home. Play around, layer 1, 2, or 3. And if you're going to try going upside down today, I encourage you to use a wall, especially if you're new to the practice. Make sure, unlike me, that there's no sharp objects around, and be safe. And let's try this again. So, here, layer 1, pulsing the heels. Layer 2, lift one leg, lift the other. Once I feel ready, 𝐤𝐻𝐸𝐳. All right, once you're ready, yogis, child's pose is where we meet. Coming into your child's pose. Big toes together, knees out wide, forehead down to the mat. Take a few moments just to move the wrists, wiggle the fingers. Take a moment for yourself. Maybe shoulder circles here. Soft. Massage your third eye, left and right. Then from here, slowly slide forward onto our tabletop. Shoulders over the wrist. Inhale, right arm towards the sky, gaze follows. Exhale, thread the needle all the way through, right shoulder to the ground, right ear. Left hand forward, melt. Your left armpit to the floor. That's Mind to shape the same way we came in, yogis. Left hand under the arm. Inhale, right arm towards the sky. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, left arm rises. Exhale, thread it through. Send your right arm forward, melts. Thanks. Once again, friends, hand on the right shoulder, left arm towards the sky, reach up. Now let it go back to the floor. Tuck your toes, inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. One of our last downward dogs of class, shake it out. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, half pigeon, right foot to the back of the right wrist or left wrist. Right knee to the back of the right. Slide your left knee as far back as you can. Now, it's okay if your shin is not parallel to the front of the mat, but just notice if your knee is on the inside of your right wrist. Bring your knee to the outside of the wrist as best as you can. And from here, yogis, multiple options. We can stay lifted. We can come down to our forearms. We can not. Today, I'm going to stay upright. Just take a few moments for yourself. Just breathe, release, onward. Slowly come out of the shape the same way you came in. Use your arms, lift your heart. Tuck your toe, lift your left knee off of the floor. The inhale, three-legged dog. Right leg up and back. Exhale, downward dog. Breath in, three-legged dog, left leg rises. Exhale, half pigeon, opposite side. Lift your right knee, slide it back. Look over your left shoulder, make sure the toes are untucked, point it straight back. And then find the same variation you found on the opposite side. Slowly rise. Tuck your toe, lift your right knee. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, big circles with that left leg. Downward dog is what we need. From here, release. So you ground. Slide your hips, your legs straight out in front of you, yogis. Little bend through the knees, inhale, arms up. Exhale, Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold. Then here, try to cultivate that flat spine, shoulders back, chest forward. Keep it bent through the knees. Keeping that flat spine, then we play with extending the heels forward. Breath in, breath out, breath in, breath out, breath in, and release, chin to chest. Let it go. You might feel a sharp sensation in the back of your neck, your spine. Just breathe into that. Slowly rise. Into a seat at the top of your mat. Hug the knees in, palms up. We lower, 3, 2, and 1. All right. Knees in towards the body, massage your low spine, left and right. Stack your knees over your hips. Point your toes back, cactus the arms. Inhale here. Exhale, supine twist to the left first. Let the knees fall down to your left. Gaze to your right. Steady with the inhale, steady with the exhale. Inhale back to center. Exhale, supine twist. Knees to the right, gaze to your left. Back to center. Curl into a tiny little ball with the breath in. Exhale, happy baby pose. Rock to the left, rock to the right. Curl into a tiny little ball one last time, yogis. Deepest breath of class. Inhale. Exhale, release. Final shavasana. Let it all go. Everything that we do in our practice of yoga is in service to this now moment. The ability to release, to surrender, to be present with what is. Give yourself permission to melt. When it's time, I will guide you through. Simply bring awareness back to your body, yogis. If you can give yourself even 5 or 10 more minutes of stillness, make sure to set a timer. For everyone else, give yourself a big good morning stretch. Reach your arms up and back. Point your toes forward. Yeah. Bring your knees in towards your body. Massage your spine to the left, to the right. And on your own time, work your way towards a seat on your mat. From this seat, bring your hands to prayer by your heart. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. We seal our practice today by chanting Om together. 3 breaths, 2 audible exhales, 1 breath in to prepare for our chant. To begin, exhale all the air out of your body. From here, deep breath in through your nose. Audible exhale. Breath in through the nose. Stick your tongue out. Deepest breath of your entire week. Inhale. Om. Hands to your third eye center. Breath in. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all the beings in all the realms be happy, be free. May our thoughts, words, and actions fall into perfect alignment for the liberation of all beings in this life. From my heart to yours, yogis. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hope you have an excellent start to your week. Hope you accomplish all the things that you set out for yourself. And we'll see you again on Monday for our next class. Peace.